We all enjoy nostalgia and looking back. I get it. Things always seem to be better in the past. It sometimes means we are missing what's happening right now, and while some will cry recency bias, I don't know, man. I think some wrestlers deserve their 2024 due. This is always going to be up for debate too, but yeah, I am Simon Miller, and here's 10 wrestlers who can claim that maybe, just maybe, their best match happened yesterday. Number 10, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed is underrated. I mean, New Japan didn't have him beat Okada because it was fun. They saw the talent. I saw this up close and personal too when he flew over to the UK to compete in the Atlas tournament for Progress Wrestling in 2023. So he's got a great CV. And if you do want to tell me his best match was on the 30th of September 2024 episode of Raw, I totally get it. This is where Reed took on Braun Strowman in a last monster standing match, and it ruled. It helped because the build was so much fun, and because these two husses had been told to go out there and smash each other. If we watch wrestling to be entertained, this was right up there. You also had major story ramifications because Bronson had spent a lot of this year killing dudes with the tsunami, so just when it looked like he would defeat Braun, here was Seth Rollins to get his revenge and cost Reed the match. Made no difference. Bronson looked like a star anyway. This is also when WWE brought back their always good ring exploding spot, and that was great too. In fact, that was the case for everything here. It was so well put together, you could probably give the nod to Strowman as well. Not sure he's had a better outing either. It is so good. Number 9, Ricochet. We are not going to agree on this one. Not even I agree on some mornings, but then I change my mind again. It means there's something to this. That doesn't just happen. I was watching Raw live on the 6th of May 2024, though, and after seeing Ricochet versus Ilya Dragunov, I thought to myself, my gosh, that's one of the best WWE matches this year. So maybe it would be better to say this was Ricky's finest moment on the main roster, but either way. The excellent high flying was balanced out with some proper smacks to the face, and Ilya's intensity makes anything better. I don't think that guy knows wrestling is a work. It also got 15 minutes, which is a solid chunk of time, and left you wanting more. There's huge worth in that, and what's better is they fought again 3 weeks later, and you can argue that one is above this. Basically, these two create magic. I picked this fight as it was the first round of the King of the Ring, and that gave it that extra something, but yeah. Be it because Ricochet hadn't been used that much, or he did level up, this was super special stuff. Number 8, Iyo Sky. I think you have to put the in WWE stamp around this one. Iyo Sky, when she was out in Japan, were having matches that would make you fall out of your chair. It does give me a reason to talk about WrestleMania 40 and our match with Bayley, because yeah, this scrap is incredibly underrated. People do not chat about it enough. I mean, not only did it have a story because Bayley had been booted out of Damage Control, but she reminded everybody how good she can be, and Sky was just ridiculous. The movement, the transitions, the reversals, they were all surprising too. They came out of nowhere. You also had fans desperate for Bells to have her big win on the grandest stage and become the women's champion. And really everything clicked this night. It was wonderful. Iyo was so good it didn't even matter she lost because it was a reminder of what she could do. And this is without doubt one of the better matches you could hope to see in 2024. Especially at WrestleMania. That just gives you the extra oomph. Number 7, Damian Priest. Damian Priest's whole 2024 has likely been the best of his entire career. The man arrived in the main event scene and proved he belonged. It was awesome. It meant he put his World Heavyweight title on the line against Gunther at SummerSlam. Yep, it was brilliant. I'm sure some people will have yelled, what about his Bad Bunny fight? And that's totally fair. But here Priest was the defending champion in a major bout at WWE's second biggest show of the year. That just brings with it some real gravitas. It was also the night he felt like a top guy and he went toe-to-toe with Gunther to prove that. Both guys worked wonderfully well together. WWE even felt like they should protect Damian, which is a badge of honor in many ways, because while he did lose his belt, it was due to interference from Finn Balor. What an asshole. It also meant Priest's title reign ended on a high, as this was his best performance, and proof we should give him another go at some point. Your second run is always better due to what you learn from the first. Damian definitely has loads more to give. Know of any other wrestlers who you think have had their best match in 2024? Make sure you drop me a comment below before you like the video, share the video, and why not subscribe? Number 6, Solo Sikoa. I really like Solo Sikoa. Some people go and get mad at him, but when WWE lets the guy be more like his NXT character, Well, he's just a joy. It all came together for the man on the 13th of September 2024 SmackDown as to celebrate the blue brand going back to the USA Network. He challenged for the WWE title in a steel cage. This was his best performance by a mile. Cody Rhodes sold his ass off for the would-be Tribal Chief 2, and we had the whole Bloodline Roman Reigns saga hanging over the top. That once again gave it the extra edge we're all looking for. I'm not talking about Adam Copeland. Rhodes fighting from underneath made Solo feel like a warrior too, and while this lacked jeopardy, nobody thought Sikoa was going to win, it also felt important. A lot to be said for that. The other highlight was the cage being used like it was a threat and not some joke, so yeah, it's worth your time, and hopefully something Solo can use to remind people he is in the right spot. I am a fan. Number 5, Nia Jax. 2024 is the best year of Nia Jax's career, and she deserves all the credit. She's brilliant at being the exact character she needs to be. Jax has also gone from strength to strength in the ring and on the mic, which is likely why when we got to the Elimination Chamber it all worked. Her match with Rhea Ripley was a barrel of laughs. It also had to be good because Ripley was returning home to Australia, and you want to be in that moment. I'm sure that's why Nia was chosen too, because again, she understands the assignment. Do not worry about it. Jax also threw Rhea around, which not everybody can do, but that added to the drama. This is just a delight, and really, Nia has been riding this wave ever since. Number 4, Liv Morgan. So this one comes back to character again. Liv Morgan found herself in 2024 as the awful heel partner of Dominic Mysterio, and she was so good at that. Sort of helped with her in-ring work too. She's been great all year. Liv's story with Dom and Rhea Ripley also bled right into SummerSlam, where once again, this was just so entertaining. She also hated Ripley's arm, so focused on that for the whole fight, and was a constant menace throughout the whole thing. It was like a wicked witch who just happened to have $1 million smile. The pacing of the scrap was so well done too, and everything hit. Plus you had the twist ending, which we knew was coming but still made you laugh out loud in horror. So this really is WWE at its best, and Morgan deserves a lot of credit for this. I don't think it would have worked anywhere near as good without her. Number 3, Sami Zayn. So let us make sure we stick with the name here. I am talking about Sami Zayn. I get there's other ways we can go with this, but yes, Sami Zayn. Really, the man's body of work is exceptional and doesn't get enough love, but the WrestleMania 40 fight with Gunther over the Intercontinental title was special. Even if you redid it 100 times, I'm not sure you could get better than what we did on this night. It started because the entire world wanted to see him defeat the Ring General and win that championship. So what happened? Zayn got his ass kicked. Honestly, the way he gets sympathy from pain too, you can't help but be behind him. It's the perfect underdog story. Amazingly, this is only 15 minutes long, but feels like a 25-minute plus epic. When Sami mounts his comeback in the back end, my gosh. It's just totally lovely. I mean, why do you think Triple H went back to this for that random episode of Raw a few months afterwards? He knew. The fact Zayn wins too is the real icing on the cake because wrestling is about moments, and this was huge. Gunther had held that prize for years, and it was Sami Zayn who cut him down to size. This is not going to come as a surprise, but I love this so much. Number 2, Cody Rhodes. Once again, I think we probably do need to stick the word WWE in there. I mean, is anything going to top that Dustin Rhodes match? Probably not. People were crying. In terms of overall career years, Cody Rhodes is on fire in 2024 though, and it all started when he finished his story and won the WWE title at WrestleMania 40. That is still wonderful. The American Nightmare did it. He believed. While the latter half of that fight is hilarious as it becomes a who is going to arrive next, do not sleep on everything before that. Roman Reigns and Cody kicked each other's ass and their chemistry is obvious. They know how to make something feel like a big deal. The stakes of this are also huge, mostly because a year prior Rhodes had lost. That meant nobody could be sure. So when Cody got the final crossroads for the 1, 2, 3, it just made you feel good. And that's why we watch. Given what WWE is and what the main event of WrestleMania is meant to be, I'm not sure you could tick more boxes than this. So let's just sum it up in a sentence. It really is pretty damn great. Number 1, Drew McIntyre. So I mean this as the biggest compliment because Drew McIntyre has been a premier worker for years. Maybe he didn't show it during his early days in WWE, but ever since getting released, it didn't matter where he went. This dude was great. We then got to January 2024 where he accidentally broke CM Punk's arm, although he'd tell you otherwise, which kick-started the most unexpected feud of the year. My gosh, it was fantastic. You can pick many moments throughout this as highlights, but nothing is better than the Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood, which achieved so much it's ridiculous. Not only did it restore the feeling with this stipulation, but the lumps these two carved out of each other, it was as intense as it was bloody. Drew was a massive part of this because he was like a zombie that wouldn't die, and he proved to everybody he belonged at the top. This man went RPG and leveled up. Obviously, Punk deserves all the credit too, and sometimes I even think this may be his best match ever as well. That does require more thought, however, but either way, it is a tremendous piece of wrestling history and should see Drew climb even higher. You can't tell me he didn't earn that. He most definitely did.